without the rain, one of the things that is really, helps bring this crowd together during the conference is just the ability to go out and socialize and be with each other, meet other folks. And this really is set up to be a combination of learning, get your brain thinking, start asking questions, and really thinking about what are the challenges that are going on in your business, and then identifying some other folks who may be experiencing similar challenges. And then the afternoon you have a chance to get together and hang out, and if it's play golf or sail or kayak, or I have a feeling that the spa and the bar are going to be particularly popular this afternoon. But really take this time to connect and get questions answered by other folks who are dealing with some of the same things that you are. One of the things that, as we started to pull together the committee, started working with David, who, by the way, did an absolutely fantastic job this time, because I did at the beginning kind of say, hey, you're going to have to take up a little bit more of the slack on this one than in the last one, and he did great. But one of the things that we really started to focus on at the beginning of planning this event was just what's going on. I mean, this is an interesting time to be in email. Email seems to be going through sort of a resurgence in terms of popularity. People are coming back and saying, hey, we need to start looking at our email program again. And it's really, in my mind, because email is at the center of a lot of other things that are going on. We have the intersection of mobile and email going on. We have the sort of the acceleration of content marketing, and how do we get that content out? How do we share that with our customers, with our prospects? At the same time, we've got some political challenges that are starting to look us in the face. It's not going to be long before some legislator makes it their personal bailiwick to say, hey, you know what, I'm going to force these marketers to be relevant and to respect customers and to really take care of their information. And those conversations are going on now, and I know Stephanie Miller and the DMA are involved in a lot of that activity. Yes. Thank you. I was looking for where you were. So there she is. She's the one who's clapping for herself. We've got evolutions going on in the inbox. The thing that occurs to me is always that it comes back to an age-old rallying cry. I mean, we've been talking about relevance in the email industry forever, it seems like. At least the past decade, if not longer. It's, hey, you got to be relevant, you have to be relevant. But that's easier said than done, right? It's easy to do one relevant email, or at least seemingly easy to do one relevant email. What we started talking about was, how do you do relevance at scale? Because I don't get to send out one relevant email. I got to send out lots of relevant emails. And that starts to become rather difficult. And really, that's where we're going to be focusing a lot of our time, mixed in with some other topics that help support that concept. But if you look at how the schedule lays out, you'll notice this theme of relevance at scale sort of plays throughout the entire agenda. We've got topics like acquisition. We've got some stuff from mobile design. For the first time, I think we've ever done mobile design from the client perspective. So we have the folks from Career Builder here who are going to be talking about some of their mobile efforts. We're going to be just going over a bunch of ideas to steal from some of the largest volume senders out there, from companies like Barnes & Noble and Living Social, Ziff Davis, and I know I'm forgetting one other person on that panel. My apologies. But as we listen to what's going on there, I think what we felt like was that there was one company or brand that really made sense, that's been setting the stage and trailblazing in this area for quite a while, and that's Amazon. So this morning, we've asked Don Parsons from Amazon to go ahead and kick us off and really start looking at this idea of, how do we do relevance at scale? How do we put customers first, especially in a large organization? Just a little bit of information about Don. Amazon strives to be Earth's most customer-centric company. And as Don puts it, email really plays a big part of that, right? They look at customers' expectations, and they are trying to live up to customers' expectations, and that's how he describes his role. He's a guy who just has a passion for doing what he would call startups inside of large companies. I think you'll see some of that come through as you hear from him this morning. He spent 10 years at Citibank prior to joining Amazon, 2 years ago? Okay. He started his career in taking customer service calls and doing inside sales and all that, and what he would say is that he never lost the passion for really putting customers at the center of things and trying to solve customer issues. I know that just from having talked to Don and seen a little bit of what's going on at that organization, that what it takes to do relevance at scale is challenging, and it's also impressive just the level of accountability and some of the checks and balances that have been put in place there. I went out there a couple months ago and was just blown away by what they've done to hold each other accountable and set that higher standard. So as we get started, I want to bring up Don Parsons.
Morning.